Let's get you updated on our grain trade, shall we? Let's look at that corn market first. And we started out under quite a bit of pressure in the grains today. On the corn, we opened up about 3.5 cents lower, and we're still there. We are at 3.85 3/4. Really hasn't moved much at all. We are still down 3.5 cents. May down 3. We have that December new crop down 2.5 now at $4.25. If you look at the soybean trade, we go to that nearby March contract, down 10.5 right now at 9.19 1/4. So the pressure continuing there as well. In the wheat market, we have had actually kind of a divergent trade with Chicago going higher. The other two exchanges a little lower, but look at it now. March wheat in Chicago, 5 1/4 higher at 5.75 3/4. And currently, it looks like it may be on the high of the day. Let's look at Kansas City wheat right now. And on the March contract there, where we had been quite a bit lower, we're now 1/2 cent higher at 4.94 3/4. Looks like Chicago is kind of lifting this market up. Now, the Minneapolis wheat has had a little tougher go here this morning, and it's currently down about 3/4 cent, now down 1 3/4 at 5.58 1/4. All right, I want to go to Ben Hushon of the Mill in Whitehall, Maryland, and find out what's going on in the Mid-Atlantic region there with farm conditions there. Hopefully the weather is holding up for you, but there has been a little concern about the wheat crop there. I just wonder how you're coming along there, Ben.
Good morning, Marlin. Well, as I've talked to you over the last 6 to 8 weeks at least about how warm our winter's been, we've only had a couple cool days. That's actually finally flipped here over the weekend. We've gotten into normal winter, kind of highs in mid-40s and lows in the 20s and teens. But honestly, Marlin, with the situation, especially coming off of what you just said about the wheat market and the potential profit there, our small grain this fall did not, and going into winter, did not look good. If you recall, August, September, even into mid-October, we were dry. So anything that did get planted wasn't growing. Lots of folks said they couldn't get the wheat no-tilled. We're pretty heavy no-tillers on the wheat. So this warm stretch we've had has really changed. We were looking last week. I had a couple other agronomists tell me, said, wow, hadn't this wheat that we didn't think maybe was going to look so good come spring. Now that winter has hopefully set in to stay, it has definitely got a little more growth and some more fall tillers and ready for winter to come.
Yeah, we're looking at the photos that you provided this morning, and thanks for sharing that. That is a very good sampling of some of the wheat conditions around there. Is that pretty much on par with where it normally would be at this time of year, or is it still running a little bit behind on the growth stage here?
Well, the majority of it has really come on and is doing okay. The December planted wheat, normally we have a general rule of thumb. You really don't want to get much past Thanksgiving. But this year, there's a fair amount planted into early December. And honestly, even Thanksgiving on still is not where we would like it. But that's where we can jump on it the first day of March when Maryland allows us to go start putting nitrogen and phosphorus on. We'll jump on and hit it with an early shot of fertilizer and hopefully get some spring tillers for that late planted wheat.
Well, Ben, the pictures look pretty good, and fingers crossed everything works out all right for all the folks around there. And we'll talk with you again next week for another update. Appreciate it. Ben Hushon of the Mill in Whitehall, Maryland. We'll pause for a break right here, and we'll come back and take a look at our livestock trade on a Tuesday right after this.